Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, me and my friends Khairunnazira, Fathiah, and me Nursahira is going to present the financial accounting systems and procedures. As we all know, the financial accounting systems and procedures are divided into two, which is according to the Federal Constitution and according to Financial Procedure Act 1957. So I'll pass to Fathiah and Khairunnazira to explain about the Federal Constitution.
Firstly, I will explain the Federal Constitution. Okay, so the financial provisions of Federal Constitution is basically a financial provisions play an important role in ensuring that the government is able to maintain and improve the high standard management of public funds. The financial provisions are specified in Article 96 to Article 112 of Federal Constitution to all three levels of public funds in Malaysia. There are 17 articles that act as the basis for managing the financial aspects of government. These provisions came into operation since colonial administrations and proven to be flexible and cope with changes of government and time. These are the several objectives, which are provide good financial management systems, establish the general framework for the control of public expenditure, and define the borrowing powers. Firstly is the revenue. Revenue is the federal and state government's revenue. Generally, the revenue of federal government are larger in terms of amount and rate compared to state government revenue. Based on Article 96 of Federal Constitution, it states that no tax shall be levied by or for the purpose of federation. Based on Article 110, Subsection 1 of Federal Constitution, it states that states shall receive all proceeds from taxes, fees, and other sources raised within the state. And the state government also receive the annual financial assistance from federal government in terms of grants, which are statutory grants and non-statutory assistance. So these are the four major types of grant provided to state governments, which are the capitation grant. It is payable under Article 109, Subsection 1A of Federal Constitution. The purpose is to assist states in their operating expenditure. Secondly is the state road grant. It based on Article 109, Subsection 1B of Federal Constitution. The purpose is to maintain the state roads in states. Thirdly is States Reserve Fund. It based on Article 109, Subsection 6 of Federal Constitution. The purpose is to assist state government that had deficit in their current account, as well as to help implement in development in Malaysia. And lastly is Revenue Growth Grant. It given to state government whenever there is a growth by more than 10% of revenue of federations in financial year. Okay, the second major perspective of financial provisions is expenditure. Based on Article 98 of Federal Constitutions, the expenditure including any grant, remunerations, or other money charged by other article of federal law. For example, pensions, compensation for loss of office, debt charges, and etc. The third one is Control and Management Fund. It is to administer and regulate the financial provisions of Constitution. According to Article 97 of Federal Constitutions, it is a revenue or monies raised by both federal and state government that shall be paid to federal and state. And next is borrowings. It is strictly regulated as this will increase public debts and major implications on ability of government to meet its objective. It is based on Article 111, Subsection 1, Subsection 2, and Subsection 3, and Article 112B of Federal Constitutions. Okay, next I will pass to Khairunnazira.
Next, I will continue with the budget and financial statement, number 5. Budget is a tool for controlling and managing public company and public money. Financial statement is an avenue for the government to prove its performance. There's 4 articles in this budget and financial statement. The first one is Article 99, Subsection Section 1 of Financial Statement, a financial constitution, federal government must submit statement of estimated receipt and expenditure, statement of assets and liabilities. Article 99, subsection 4 of Financial Constitution requires statement of assets and liabilities shows how the assets are invested or held and the general purposes of outstanding liabilities. Article 100 of Financial Constitutions explains about expenditure, and Article 101 of Financial Constitution explains about supplementary budget. The next one, number 6, is Auditor General. Financial statement need to be audited by the Auditor General Department, and audit is an official inspection of the government's accounts to ensure that the public money are properly accounted for, and it helps to promote and enhance accountability among the public officers. Financial statement known as public account once audited, approved by Parliament and gazetted. Number 7 is National Finance Council. According to Article 108 of Financial Constitution, establish National Finance Council to provide a venue in which representatives from federal and states meet and discuss various issues concerning the financial aspect of both parties. The main duty is to coordinate important matters of federal and state finance. Number 8 is special provision for Sabah and Sarawak. There are 4 articles in this special provision of Sabah and Sarawak. The first one is Article 112A of Financial Constitution, is submission of report and account by Auditor General to YDP Agong and YDP Negeri. And number 2 is Article 112B of Financial Constitution. Any borrowing should get approval from Central Bank. And Article 112C of Financial Constitution, special grants and assignment of revenue. Article 112D of Financial Constitution is a limitation in the relevant section in the 10th schedule. So next I will pass to Sahira.
Now we're going to look into the Financial Procedure Act 1957. The first thing that we will look into is the objectives. So the first objectives is to provide guidelines for the control and management of public finance. Second, to provide financial and accounting procedures. And the third one, to enforce the provision of the Federal Constitution relating to finance. So what are the terms that is included in this act? So we will look into the definition, and according to Section 3 of Financial Procedure Act 1957, financial authority can be divided into two. According to the Federal Consolidated Fund, the financial authority is the Treasury, and second, if it is according to State Consolidated Fund, the financial authority is the State Financial Authority. Next, we will look into the definition of financial year. So the financial year, according to Financial Procedure Act 1957, is every 12 months ending on 31st December of any year. And the third one is public monies, where it means that all revenue, loan, trust and other monies, and all bonds, debentures and other securities. So moving on to the next definition is public stores. Public stores here means chattels, the property of or in the possession or under the control of the Federation or of the state. And the next one is accounting offices. According to Financial Procedure Act 1957, accounting offices means that every public officer who is charged on duty of collecting, receiving, accounting, disbursing of public money, and also with the ones with the receipt, custody, or disposal of public stores. So moving on to the next definition is environments, which according to Section 15, subsection 4, it means that the transfer of allocation between subheads within the same head. The next one is write-off. According to Section 17, it means here that Minister or Chief Minister has the power or to authorize write-off of any losses or deficiencies. So the next one is custody and investment of public fund. So moving on to the next definition is custody and investment of public fund. According to Section 8, it means that all money paid to the consolidated fund should be kept in banks according to the treasury requirements. And the next section is Section 8, subsection 3, subsection A. It states that monies of the Federation may be invested in various ways, and the last section in this definition is section 8, subsection 3, subsection B, which means that it explains on the investment of states' public money. So we move on to the consolidated fund. Consolidated fund means federal consolidated fund and consolidated fund of the states as the ones mentioned in Article 97, subsection 1 and subsection 2. It could be divided into three, which is first consolidated revenue account, second consolidated loan account, and the third one is consolidated trust account. For consolidated revenue account, it is stated in section 7, subsection A, that all money or revenue received except for loans and trusts. And for consolidated loan account, it states in section 7, subsection B of Financial Procedure Act, where it includes domestic and external borrowing for housing loan, fund, development fund, and to cover up previous loan. And the last consolidated fund is consolidated trust account. So this consolidated trust account is stated in section 7, subsection C of this act, where it states it classified either as government trust fund, development fund, house loans fund, retirement fund, as public trust fund, specific trust, and general trust or deposit account. So we move on to the next definition, which is payment of monies. Payment of monies definition is stated in section 13 of Financial Procedure Act, where it means that any money withdrawn from the funds must be by way of warrant. What is a warrant? A warrant, as stated in section 13, is a letter of authorization either from Minister for the Federal or Menteri Besar or Chief Minister for states. And the next definition is estimates, which is stated in section 15, where estimates is to be prepared in order to show clearly the divisions and subdivisions of expenditure proposed, the amount expected to be received or spent for the year and purpose of expenditure. And lastly, the last definition that I will explain is the yearly statement of accounts that is stated in section 16. For this definition, it states that it consists of consolidated revenue account, consolidated trust account, consolidated loan account, statement of account of funds as mentioned in section 10. So I'll pass to Khairunnazira for the next explanation.
The first one is Treasury Instruction. It provides guidelines such as on the issuance of receipts, custody of unused receipt, recording of collections, lodgement of collection. There are two aims in Treasury Instruction. The first one is to improve the financial management competency of government agencies by giving more flexibility to the core assigned officer in making decisions. And number two is to streamline and enhance procedures in Treasury Instructions suitable with current situation and taking into account the Treasury Circular. The Treasury Circular is a circular that is issued from time to time to provide information, approve estimates, and detailed guidelines on certain procedures. Next one, I will continue on government accounting standards. The objective is to prescribe the standards and the basis for preparation of government financial statements in accordance with the requirement of the Federal Constitution and the Financial Procedure Act 1957. It must be complied by federal and state government. Next one, I will continue on the International Public Sector Accounting Standards, IPSAS. Set out recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure requirements dealing with transactions and events in general purpose financial statement of public entities. The next one, the last one is Malaysian Public Sector Accounting Standards, MPSAS. It is based on IPSAS, International Public Sector Accounting Standard, and it applies to all public sector entities on the other than government business enterprise. That's all from us. Thank you.